Thank you so much. So, so let's start with the lead score. Lead score is a feature as I just put a definition to you. That lead score is a value to measure the potential value of the lead, whether how this lead is potential, having a potential for our business. So there are some parameters to measure that score of a particular lead. So there are six parameters we have defined. So how we can get these six parameters? So let me show you. I'm just clicking on minus all lead, and then just I'm just going here on tracking log session. So you might have noticed earlier in your system that there are these parameters, right? Lead name, lead contact, lead email, budget, authority, need, time frame. So this is very most important to understand these all features before using, so that you can use in your system very efficiently. So lead name means when you are just filling the form for the lead, if you are receiving a lead from any source, so in that case you will have to enter in the form that is lead name. Correct. So let me open in a new tab, lead name also, so that you can have detailed idea. So this is a form you need to fill while this capturing any lead received by received from the any source. So this is a lead name. Lead name is this one. So what are the important parameters we must have before entering this into the system? One is the contact person name, okay, whom we are going to coordinate. Number two, the contact number. Okay, if contact number will not be there, so we can't do anything with that particular leads. That will remain only the junk database for our system. Third one is email ID. If we have an email ID of that particular system, prospect, or the company or person whom we are going to coordinate, and we are assuming that's a potentially for our business, so we'll have to put the email ID. So there are three things which is most important, and we must look for these information to be collected from that your lead or prospect. So first, let me clarify. On most of you might be aware of that there is some difference between prospect and the lead. Prospect means all your targeted customer, correct? The all having the same profile which you are targeting, so those are your prospect. But at the same time, once they have a requirement of your product and service, then that particular contact or all your contacts can become your lead. So once lead is there, then that must be entered in the system. So this is our standard of this box suite. But so there are also different way of most of the customers are practicing, means they are entering the data before knowing whether they are a lead, they are lead of our business or not. So we recommend only the enter those data which is a lead for you, means who are having the requirement. Okay, before calling to them, don't enter this one, but this is our recommendation. And that also depends on business to business, so you can do whatever way you want, and that is suitable for your business. If you want to having the more understanding on this, we can have a separate call. I'll be happy to guide you. So there are three contacts coming to the topic, three contacts which is most important to enter and to consider as a lead. So we have included these parameters in the score of that particular lead. Okay, thereafter what happened, what are the other parameters? So this is lead name, lead contact, and then the lead email. So we assume, and this for from a lot of experience and consulting with many experts. So lead name having importance and weightage say 1 out of 10. Then lead contact is of course 2, because that's most important things or parameters which is which is to be entered in the system. Okay, just for a follow-up. And the third one is lead email. So we consider the weight of this email is 1, and rest of 4 are there. So budget. Now actually thing is that earlier what happened in the box suite, actually we didn't have any measurement system to understand the score of the and potential of that particular lead which is lying in our system. So for example, assume you have a 6, 7, 10, 50, 100 salespeople. Okay, so in that case, that's for the manager or that's for the decision makers, it becomes very difficult to identify how many potential leads are lying in our system and what is the value we are projecting in a coming week or coming month or in a quarter. So it was very much difficult. So we identify and we have received so many feedbacks from our customer, and after that our product team had decided to integrate this one. So the next one is the budget. Budget means when your salesperson is calling to a particular lead. Okay, so educate your salesperson. They must analyze whether that particular lead has the budget which is required to offer our services. For example, we have a one particular product or services which costing is for example 1 lakh, but the person whom we are following, okay, that he or she may be having a budget of only 10,000. It means that that may or may not be your potential lead. So the chances are not to be a potential lead. So the salesperson must analyze the budget prospect aspects with that particular lead while talking. Okay, it doesn't matter that we should ask them or we should interact. We can we should not start grilling with the prospect, but we must understand psychologically from the prospect whether that guy is having the particular budget to opt for our services or buy our product. So that is all about the budget. Second one is authority. So of course that is the most more important thing. So we have given a weight of 2, and next one is authority. So for example, if your salesperson is making a call and coordinating which is not having that kind of authority to take a decision. So overall is we need to understand as a salesperson whether we are coordinating with authority of that particular organization or not. If that guy is not authority, so please try to connect and try to request him to transfer that call to the authority so that you can have a very short closure cycle of your lead. If you're not coordinating with the authority, it means that score again is not a high scored lead. So we have also given this weightage because we understand based on the expert feedback that that this is more important while following the lead and maintaining the lead score. Now the next one is need. We understand whether the person who is looking for something and we are connected, so our products or service is matching with his or her need or not. We need to understand as a salesperson. So we need to educate accordingly. The next one is time frame. For example, that person is having budget, and he or she is also authority. He's having a need. Okay, the problem he's having or for the solution, and the solution we have that is matching or not, or the product we have that is matching or not. So but at the same time, when he is going to buy or when he is going to subscribe our services, that is the most important thing. That guy may have a need after 1 year, or that another guy is having a need of your solution immediately. So there is a wide difference, and that also contribute to the score. So in this case, if we can put a check mark over here, so we have included this all here in this log also. Then when your salesperson is putting a check mark and when is removing a check mark, whatever activities is being played with these lead score parameters, so that also will be recorded in the form of text in the tracking log. So that will help for decision maker or sales manager to identify the behavior or the way the salesperson is following and the chances of closure for that particular lead. So this is all about the score, lead score. I think now think it may have become very much clear to all of you. And whenever we are making, and there's no other way to maintain this score, and only we need to click on the lead tracking log, then only they are visible. And if we have lead contact filled in that form, lead form, so it will get automatically tick here. So these three things cannot be modified from here: lead name, lead contact, and lead email ID, because that the system will pick automatically from that lead form when it is filled. So that need to be managed from there only, and rest four can be managed from here. We can put a check mark, okay, and we can put a check mark, or we can remove check mark when we want, as per the case. So this is all about the lead score. So when you are this managing or following up any lead, so you can have an idea what the score of lead. For in this case, you can see this lead has a score of 10. It means that this is a high potential lead for our business, as per the salesperson discussion or input received from the particular lead or prospect. So that is a high potential lead. We have to focus on that. So we should not miss at all that lead to follow up. And for example, in another side, this lead is having only 4 lead score. It means that this is very less potential lead for our business, and we don't have much more information about that prospect. And salesperson must take on priority and collect information after having a discussion with an on call or on email. So that is all about lead score. Now moving to qualified lead. So we have added one more here menu called qualified lead. How it is managed? Okay, so let me take up with this custom setup option. So you might have received a mail, in fact, regarding this from our side, from our team, but still this, let me focus in detail how we can manage, how we can activate or deactivate this qualified lead feature. So that is specifically can be done from the lead status. So I have clicked on here custom setup option, then I have gone to lead status. Okay, then I have clicked on plus sign. Once I'll clicked on plus sign, there is a customized status available for each and everybody system. So that is available. That is not the super admin task. It is available with each and every company admin account. So don't worry about that. And later on, if you get any confused, you're most welcome to ask any question after this session. So I hope actually it's clear. Lead score, just let me confirm first before moving to the qualified lead. So is it clear for all of us? If it is clear, please type yes in the chat box, so that I can get energy from you all, and I can ensure whatever I have explained, so that is clear or not. If you have any question, we'll be taking end of the session. Please confirm, looking for more responses. Great, wonderful. So I think it's very much clear, and we'll be clearing your doubt if you have in this latest score topic. Thank you so much. Now just moving to qualified lead. So qualified lead option and these two, the next topic is the follow up. These both options are being tracked or being set up in from this page only. So we have qualified item and follow up item. These are stages. Some people call it lead stage, some people call it lead status, and some people call it lead funnel. So all three are the same thing. Actually, only the wording is different, and people are using different wording for the same thing. So here you can, once you are using our customized lead form, so these status are gets activated automatically. So it's up to your business nature or the type of business. You can set on your own these lead status, and the same time what is lead qualified. Here you can see we have provided the checkbox over here, right? In that in first place you can say contacted. So we have not included this status in lead follow-up item and the qualified item. It means that the lead containing this contacted status is not is never be a part of lead, qualified lead, and the follow-up option for that particular business, and this will be never be followed up by any of your salesperson. It will not be visible in the pending follow-up option, right? So in that case, for example, we have contacting, engaging, cold lead, warm lead, not interested, quotation sent. These are options we have maintained over here just to show you, make you understand, right? So for example, here just let me make you understand how it does it work. So for example, not interested. So if the, for example, as we discussed in the beginning of the session, there are two ways the customers are managing. One is someone is entering the data before making a call, before knowing whether they are a right prospect and lead for our business or not. And some people are only entering the lead data. So in that case, for example, there are two ways to understand whether that particular lead or prospect is interested in a service or not. First, in the first call, we can understand, or sometimes we have to keep follow up. Then after 3 or 4 calls, we came to know that guy is not interested, seems not interested based on his or her behavior. So there are two ways. So what we have done here, we have not included in the qualified lead. Once, in any case, once your salesperson will come to know that guy is not interested for in our services, please mark it not interested, so that we can remove that lead from the qualified item. That is not a qualified lead for your business. So if we are not doing so, so ultimately the statics, the reporting system will get entirely changed, and that may mislead for the decision makers and the managers of your company. So a request to practice this in a proper way. So before just setting up these all stages or status, so make sure the right option is checked, and right option is not, and the options which are not required or not checked. So in that case, as per my understanding, not interested lead having a status of not interested should not be part of qualified lead. That my business say like this, that's why I made it. So accordingly, you have to brainstorm about your business, whether that is important in your business or not. So just put a check mark or remove a check mark, it's up to you. Now, as per my understanding, if person is not interested, that should not be part of follow-up item also. So I have unchecked that not interested option in the follow-up item also. Let us take next example, junk lead. Junk lead, I have made junk lead option in the qualified lead, but I have removed from the pending follow-up. The similarly, I have done for the lost lead also. I have included that option in the qualified lead, but I have removed from the follow-up lead. What is the difference, right? Let's understand. So in case of junk lead, as per my definition, junk lead, we call it if we are following consistently with that particular prospect or lead, but sometimes initially that guy was responding to us and we were going ahead, right? But at the same time, later on, he just tries to make us away from that follow-up, and sometimes most of the time he will not pick our call, or sometimes he will say I'm busy in the meeting, and it keeps happening so many times. So I understand, so that's a wasting of time of a salesperson, because ultimately to follow up a single lead makes a lot of effort and time to follow up. So as by my understanding, I'll educate my salesperson to mark that lead if this kind of behavior can be observed during the follow-up, to mark that lead with the status junk lead. So as per my configuration in the admin, that lead will not be part of follow-up lead, so that my statistics will be very clear in the reporting system. The similarly, lost lead definition, in my opinion, is for example, I'm a salesperson, I just keep following up from long time with that guy, but ultimately he was also parallelly following with your competitor. And ultimately what happened after a multiple follow-ups, that my competitor is able to convert that lead. Okay, and it means that we have lost that lead. It was a qualified lead, it was a potential lead for us, but ultimately we have lost. In that case, you can mark it. I'll educate my salesperson to mark that lead as a lost lead. So that's my definition. So I'll request you all to use these all very important features. Please have clear understanding of all status. Most of the MSMEs or startups, so they take very lightly to the system, but I think that is most paramount important for our company. So while defining these status, that has to be the thought, means give it a thought multiple times, and then only set these status, and that must be in a sequential form. For example, if I receive a lead, so I'll say my sales team to put on contacting status. Contacting means we are trying to establish a contact with that particular lead or prospect. Then if we have done this, then engaging means we must collect some information from that lead to identify whether he's having budget or not, his authority or not. Okay, if when he's having a need. So these all kinds actually we must understand, so that duration we call it engaging. In my definition, you can define as per your business, right? Then if it engaging is completed, then lead will move to the cold lead. Then it may be a warm lead, as it may be a it may be cold, warm, and hot lead. Okay, and I can have any status as per my business requirement. So I think now I've explained as my best, and I think it must be a clear for all of you, correct? How you can use a qualified status, qualified leads. How can you segregate your leads, relevant leads, to the qualified leads option. And the second one is how you can remove or include leads from your pending follow-up to manage efficiently your salesperson effort and time. So I think this is very useful, and this has been done from the input from many sales experts. So I think it's clear to you all people. So if it is clear, so please just reply with the it's clear. Okay, so that I can move ahead with some another points and my agenda. So I'm waiting for your all reply, correct? And I hope that will help you in your business to manage to follow up. And of course, ultimately, these all are being done to ensure the fast conversion of our lead, and to with the minimum effort of our sales team. So this is the whole purpose of this these all adding features is there. Great. So almost actually I think you are giving enough energy to me, but I need a little more responses of clear. If it's not clear, please write unclear, so that I can come to know who is not having a clear picture what we are just discussing here. So that will help me to take it after this session. So I'll request, thank you so much. Please come up with, we all are 9, so I'm expecting at least 7 or 8 responses, because we don't have that much large number, so that we cannot understand who is having a clear view of or not. So request to come up with clear response from some more people. Mr. Abhay, Mr. Padyuman, and Meenakshi, if you're there, Mr. Ram Krishna, I request you all be there, and please respond. That will give me a more energy, and I can explain in a better way. Correct? That's great. So almost actually, yeah, great. Thank you so much for your effort. Really, I love this during the session, and that gives me a lot of energy. All right. Thank you so much. Now, just I'm moving to another feature. What we have, IVR inbound, right? So I'm just moving a little bit fast. So there's a reason behind that, because I want to save my time more for question and answer. That may help more all of you with what problems, issues you are facing during the application in your business. Because once you implement any system in your business, that system becomes your integral part of your life or professional life, basically. And if that system will not be used up to the mark, so it means that we lose a lot of things. So that's why my purpose is to use this system up to the mark in each and every customer's business. Correct. So that my intention is that that's why we have got connected today. I'm moving to another one, that's IVR. You might be noticing a lot of changes. Actually, we also received so many calls during our implementation. Correct. So let me move to the sales automation module, and you'll be noticing little more changes, because uh, uh, actually that is a great opportunity. Actually, we have received, we have become a strategic partner with multiple organizations, and just we are onboarding thousands of more enterprises in our system. So we want to make our system stronger, and that's a beauty of cloud. So without any investing, all our customers are getting very enriched with the features, and without spending a single extra penny. So that's a beauty of cloud, I'll say. Okay, so the another thing is that IVR, inbound IVR. So you when you go to the profile setting, correct, of your application, of your admin account, make sure that is all not available in the user account. All features will be getting, means once you set qualified lead and follow up, so that will be populated in your user account also. But the setting must be done from the admin account, and that those options are available with the admin account only. Great. So I'm just moving to a IVR setting. Okay, so let's understand what is IVR. IVR means this interactive voice response. You must have heard, if, for example, you are making any call to any customer care or something with the reception number, board number, to any corporate. So you must be just hearing the voice, welcome to welcome to XYZ company, and for sales press 1, for support press 2. So you must have heard all of that. What we assume, actually, those days are gone when only the corporate were having this kind of system. Okay, because at that time, actually, technology was not available. The cloud technology one was not available, I would say. So that system earlier need to set up at the premises, and there was a huge investment to set up this kind of system. But now there are so many companies came up with the IVR system, cloud IVR system. So you don't need to spend or set up any kind of hardware or software in your business. Only you need to buy a one particular user account, and that start working. And you also can, being a small and medium companies, you also can project to your customer that we are a big corporate, right? So you can implement this very simple things. The implementation is very simple, and this is a very simple thing now or nowadays that has become. But this thing is that how you can implement and how to go ahead. So that becomes a question mark. So I'm just going to make it easy for you. So we have a certain department, for example, marketing, sales, accounts, then service, then inventory, then human resource, then task. These are, for example, department. So in that case, in your IVR system, we have partnered with the Caller Desk recently. That is the growing IVR company having 10,000 plus customers base in India. Okay, and the office is in Noida. So we have partnered with Caller Desk, and we have integrated this solution from them. And we because we want to handhold of our customer, and we want to provide with very reasonable or additional price, which is our investment only. We are not earning, Borg is not earning anything out of that. We can connect you to that person, and we'll also be part of ensuring the quality and the commitment from that company. So that's a beauty of this strategic partnership. So you will be getting very soon the sign up and each and everything accounts will be the sharing with all in a mail. Okay, so these are departments. So you can set here, that's a very completely customized. You can customize here that IVR status means interactive voice response, which is played in the beginning of the call. Welcome to XYZ company, for sales press 1. So here you can customize. You can also make it for press 3 for sales. Okay, so this kind of extension you can say, okay, or a diversion of call in the particular department. So you can set any number over here. So that's the custom. We have done the customization for you all. Okay, so that you can set this number extension as per your business requirement. Apart from that, you also have option activate or deactivate this feature. For example, and by default we have deactivated. So if I'll deactivate this one and I'll update save, so what will happen here? You can say in a lead list, this this click option is available. Correct. If I'll make it deactivated, then this click option will get disappeared. Okay, so by default, if you're not activating this feature, so you will not be noticing anything clickable over here, and that will be as it is the normal text. Okay, once you are activating this feature from this IVR setting, then it will become clickable. So there is a one number which is provided by again IVR company. Correct. So you can, whatever number you are getting from that company, so you can configure here, and there is a one authorization code is being provided by that company, so you can put authorization codes. It's a very simple, means it's a 2-minute task to get activated your account into the Borg. So we have made as simple as it is possible for our customer. What is the benefit, why we need to do, and if we do not do, what we are losing and what we are getting after doing this. So let us discuss about that. So there are two ways. If you are integrating this IVR, then what will happen when someone is making a call on that particular number, which is mentioned everywhere in your leaflets, in your website or anywhere, what will happen? That call, for example, you have set one for the sales. If your caller, that may be your customer or prospect, if they are placing one, so that call will land automatically to this account of your Borg suite. Automatically it will be entered. So here it will be a number will be there, okay, and the date will be there, and rest of the things will be blank. So what will happen? And then again the one question might be coming in your mind, so let me clear, because this has come in my mind, where it will be landing that call, means the entry where it will be in the admin account or any of the user account. Correct. So let me clear this thing. If the call is picked by any of your sales team, so that call will be landed directly to that salesperson account, and it will also will visible in the admin account also. Correct. And the every manager account of that salesperson. So you can provide the sales any number, okay, and you can map with your that we call it pallet number provided by the IVR company. So that call will be automatically landed into the CRM, and which account of that particular salesperson account who has received that call. So that's a video of automation. So not required any manual effort to distribute call, where to give, and who is the salesperson to be taken care of that particular lead. And once this lead is received, So automatically, if you have activated the SMS or email system in your Worksuite account, so that SMS or email, we call it greeting SMS and greeting email, will be delivered. So in case of once call is received automatically, so email is not possible, because the email we are not getting anyhow from the call. So SMS will be automatically delivered to that thanks for calling, whatever SMS we are standard SMS we are putting, so that can be delivered. So it establishes a connect, okay, with your prospect. No matter he or she is making a call in a night or evening, or your salesperson is available or not, but record must be there. Okay, if they are missing any calls, still it will be displayed. So the one beauty is that we call it, we are talking about inbound, means when our prospect or customer are making a call to us, and that is getting entered in the system, updated in the system automatically in that particular account, as well as the admin account where who has received the call. Number two, for example, we are receiving a call again from that particular number, okay, who has made a call just few time, means few minutes or few days back. Then what will happen? So in case if that again that guy is calling from the same number, so again, as per the algorithm what we have discussed so far, then again new entry will be there, right, in the new system. But no, why it should be new entry? Because that's the same guy who is trying to establish establish call with our salesperson. So automatically uh, lead that lead will be in your tracking log. How it will be that? Let me show you. So for example, again, I'm going to a tracking log. If that person is trying to call again, so this entry will be automatically over here. You can see here. So that is helping your manager or your decision maker effectively to track whether my sales team is following or not. And sales team also can ensure that they are following or not, because sometimes it happens due to our not noticing in time or something, means unknowingly it happens. So that in that case, salesperson also can be alerted and can become alert, and he or she will be getting opportunity to follow that customer immediately, and we must have a log. For example, in this case, uh, this is answered, correct? This is answered. So you can see the here the recording. So the recording will be automatically stored in the system, okay, and you can listen, you can hear, you can play anytime in a later, okay, what discussion have been made. And here you can also get the call status. So call status means answered. It means that this call has been answered by this executive. Which executive? That is, for example, in this case, Meenakshi. Meenakshi is executive, sales executive, and she has answered that customer or prospect call. In that case, in another case, if that Meenakshi is canceling that call, correct? So you can say here Meenakshi has cancelled the call. So both all records. That's the beauty of automation, and we can call it the you know this sales automation. So we can ensure whether this is happening or not, and what discussion has been made. So text as well as the recording is made available in the Worksuite. So this is all about the inbound things. Second is that what is IVR outbound? IVR outbound means how we can make a call directly from Worksuite to our prospect. So let me make clear this one. Just let me go to the lead list, whether when we are following. So for example, I'm just going to the pending follow-up. So if in right now I'm having activated this feature in my account. So if I am clicking on this one, so this call will be connected to that to me. If I'm a salesperson, so it will get connected to me and that prospect automatically, correct? So no need to dial any number from your mobile or something. And again, that recording will be available in the log same time. So that recording will be available in the call. So you can again notice when our salesperson has made a call to the prospect, and when prospect has interacted to us for a call. So that help us to record. So we have two kinds of record now. The one is in the form of text. Whatever conversation is being happened, we already know, so I'm just not repeating. So brief, we are briefing over here, correct? We are briefing over here and just putting whatever conversation we are having. So that is always in place. And that this one is additional, which is happening IVR things, because most of the customers give enough a requirement to us that please indicate the IVR things, because this is the era of technology, and voice is also playing great role while tracking, monitoring, and following the leads. So this all about the inbound IVR, inbound and outbound feature. So I think we have covered in time all 5 things we have covered today: lead score, qualified lead, follow-up lead, how we can make it in that make that lead part of follow-up or not, IVR inbound and IVR outbound. So if really you are clear all about this IVR integration also, please just write in the chat box IVR, so that I can understand that how I can take it further, whether I should take another session, or it is is clear for all of you. So please write in the chat box IVR. So guys, just make me feel energized, okay, so that I can answer end of this session your all questions, right? So I'm waiting for your response, IVR. Great. Thank you so much for your answer and this being active throughout the session, right? So it has been I think it's going to be 1 hour start of our session. So thank you so much for the participating, and let's now this open for the discussion. So this I'm stopping my share now, and let's interact with each other. So guys, you are open for the question now. Please you can ask any question if you have any doubt. Waiting for any of you, any question, any doubt. If you're having whatever we have discussed today, I'll be happy to answer. Or out of the system, out of today's discussion also, if you have any doubts, so please ask me. I'll try to clear right away, or if it is a little bit lengthy or practical to be shown, so I will take a separate call on that. Please come on.
Yeah, KP, thank you for your learning information about your software and all. I have one question.
Yeah, please.
Suppose if I'm logging from my account in your portal, right? So can I assign a lead to the particular sales guy from my account?
Perfect. So if you are admin or manager, okay, if you have a team in place in your office, so in that case you have to have your salesperson account in the worksuite first, okay, right? And if you have a salesperson account in your worksheet account, so you can assign those leads to any of your salesperson. There's your option. Okay, let me show you if it is possible. Let me share one is again my screenshot. So let me clear you. So this is very basic question. So for example, there's one option, lead distribution.
Okay.
Correct. So we have 4 level of escalation, okay, and distribution. Level 1 means there is a telecaller, there may be a telecaller or level 1 person who is generating a leads, okay, or just taking a first call to the prospect. Level 2 means that can be a manager, we call it manager, having a team of level 1 people. Then level 3 manager, and again the level 4 manager, who is a chief marketing officer or CEO or business owner in a small and medium companies. And in fact, we have another module where distributors also there, so the salesperson can also assign call to the distributor also. So here there is a one assignment, for example, when you are setting up here the level 2. So all people who are in level 2 will be showing in the drop down. So you can select the lead, which lead you want to assign, and click on assign. The lead will be transferred again to the your salesperson. So this is how you can assign the lead. I think it's clear now.
Yeah, it's clear. Thanks to
Great.
clear my doubt.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Abhayji, Pradyuman, Sanjay,
Yes,
Meenakshi, anybody, if you have any question, please, you're most welcome to the forum.
so first of all, congratulations, sir, on so many innovations in your software.
Thank you so much.
Recently, we've been facing this issue where after assigning leads, it's not showing up in that particular user's account.
Mhm.
What are the factors that might be affecting this? If you could just shed some light on that.
See, so where it is not showing, actually in pending lead or manage all lead, where it is not showing in the user, where you are checking in the user side.
Pending follow.
Yeah, so there are there is the first and the most possibility of not showing up in the user account. Number one is by default. Just let me share that screen so that I can make you clear. Okay, for example, this is a lead issue, and this is a pending follow. Okay, pending follow. If, for example, by default, this lead here, all leads are shown till date, correct, till today. For example, today is 13th of November, so all leads will be shown here whose follow-up date lying till 30th November, okay, or before that. If, for example, if I'll search any lead over here whose follow-up date is not falling under 30th November, 13th November, then it will not be searchable from here. So I think it can never happen that lead is not showing, but if it is a critical case, we can connect and troubleshoot your account. Okay, if that particular lead is not showing. Okay, but the most chances are there that that follow-up date may not fall in between, means till today or before today. It may be following up, the date may be follow-up date may be for the future. In case that future follow-up date is there, for example, you can see in your admin account, because that lead also will be showing in, must be showing in the your admin account or manager account, correct, where that lead has been transferred. So in that case, you can check there what is the follow-up date. If follow-up date is beyond 13th of November, so you can ask your team to search from here. For example, that follow-up lead is falling 16, correct, it is set 16, so you can set either 16 to 16, okay, and you can apply a search option. Then all leads whose follow-up is scheduled on 16th of November will be listed. In that case, if you will be searching, then it will be coming. So most of the scene we have seen this thing, people are confused somewhere why it's not showing as per the call we have received from our customer. But if any other case, if you go and check this one, if it is not in your case, so please connect us and we'll troubleshoot for that particular lead.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Great. So I think now it's clear. And Meenakshi, do you have any question? Mr. Abhay? Great. So I think it's
Hello,
yeah.
sir. Sir, I want to know that what are the situation when we put our lead as cold lead and warm lead, sir? Please explain about cold lead.
That depends on that. Again, I already explained. So that depends on definition, company to company or business to business. But in my opinion, after engaging stage, it will move either to cold or hot or warm lead. So cold means the lead is okay. Okay, means that has a little bit less score. Okay, in the range of 1 to 10. For example, if it is 6, score is 6, so you can put it cold. If it is score is 7 or 8 or more than that, you can put warm. If it is 10 or 9, so that can be put as a warm lead. So that depends on a definition, and that varies company to company. There is no standard definition, in fact, available for those stages.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great. So I think thank you so much for login and just giving your time. And we'll please remember, we'll be connecting every Saturday, coming with different new topics. So just block your calendar accordingly, and definitely we'll be happy to empower all our customers and the people who are connected and want to automate their system. All right. So thank you so much for this, and let's